What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Tony Khan says AEW vs WWE is a real war, Tony Khan accuses WWE of contract tampering, disrespectful WWE fans, another Hall of Famer headed to Raw, Konnan Irate with AEW Star, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at WrestleMania 39 approaching a sellout. Atop of today's news is a report that this year's Showcase of the Immortals is headed towards a sellout. Twitter account WrestleTix reports, WrestleTix have reported that the first night of WrestleMania has sold 54,026 tickets with 1,966 left, while the second night has sold 54,716 tickets with 1,276 left. Mania is definitely getting close to a sellout, which is incredible news for WWE, even when only 2 matches have been officially announced. Next up, Tony Khan describes AEW vs WWE as a real war. An interesting comments from AEW President Tony Khan, who recently appeared on the Dan Lambatard show, discussing several elements of the rivalry between AEW and WWE, including how the two promotions are at war. The wrestling business is very dirty. I can't speak to the fight business, but certainly I think it's more organized than the fight business. As far as there's 2, I think, well-organized promotions competing with each other. Again, I don't know if these things have happened. I only know what people have come to me and alleged. Khan was referring to the rumors that WWE has allegedly engaged in contract tampering by contacting AEW stars who are under contract. A little more on that in our next story, but he went on to discuss the competition involving AEW and WWE. But I do know it's a real war between AEW and WWE, and the fans are interested in it, and that was part of the original business model of AEW. Was I knew wrestling fans, frankly, are very interested in wrestling free agency and wrestling wars, and I believe we could create a free agent market that is definitely a real thing now, and that would be a big part of the story. Like any entertainment medium, fans are often interested in what goes on behind the scenes as much as what occurs on screen. This includes promotions trying to sign stars from other promotions, or real-life relationships between wrestlers, and other drama that involves the business aspect of the genre and its performers' personal lives. Khan continued elaborating on how much storytelling plays a part in wrestling's success. I think wrestling fans at the end of the day, that a lot of what happens in wrestling shows is sometimes story, and that's why people like watching the shows. They like stories and the exciting matches, and especially the combination of the two when the stories lead to exciting matches and vice versa. Now what's interesting is the story that is the most real, the most intense, and the most hated in all of pro wrestling is that between the two wrestling promotions. I think we truly hate each other, and I think it makes for really exciting TV, and it makes for an exciting wrestling war. While fans are entertained by the fierce competition between both promotions, fans don't buy tickets to shows or tune into TV or pay-per-view because they're intrigued by two promotions at war with each other. Next up, Tony Khan accuses WWE of contract tampering. During the podcast appearance, Khan also discussed the ongoing allegations that the WWE has contacted AEW wrestlers who are under contract, a practice which is known as contract tampering. Khan discussed how these alleged practices impact his ability to run AEW. I can only speak to the challenges we've had, and I've got a lot of wrestlers come to me and allege that WWE reached out to them to tamper with their contracts and asked them to breach their contracts. I can't confirm that specifically. I can only tell you what the wrestlers have come to me and said, but I've had multiple wrestlers and staff report that to me. It was very disturbing. I've had to go out and try and put on good shows despite these alleged tampering, stuff like that. But frankly, I don't think it stopped us because the quality of the product and the quality of the shows is at an all-time high right now. Do you guys think WWE is contacting AEW stars who are under contract? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, possible Chelsea Green spoilers. If you're wondering what's next for Chelsea Green in WWE, well, Green, who returned at this year's Royal Rumble, has been portraying a Karen-like character who is constantly disgruntled and looking to speak to the manager about her problems. And now Ringside News is reporting on a clue that appeared on Raw that may serve as a hint about Chelsea's future as a character. Fans live in the building noticed that there was an RS logo at the corner of a massive video wall on Raw when she made her entrance. This is the Robert Stone brand logo. Ringside News went back and verified that this RS logo also briefly appeared during Raw. It could be seen for a split second during her actual entrance on the USA Network. All of this is very interesting and could have been an accidental spoiler. Green was a client of the Robert Stone brand in NXT before she fired him, but could the two be planning a reunion? Next up, Jay White drops loser leaves town match. Now it's bad news for New Japan Pro Wrestling star Jay White, but potentially good news for wrestling fans in America as White recently dropped a loser leaves town match to Hikula at New Japan's New Beginning event. It's believed that White's New Japan deal is almost finished, which means he should be available to work wherever he wants. Rumor has it that both AEW and WWE are interested in signing him. There's no word on where White plans to wrestle next, and a return to New Japan can't be ruled out despite him losing the stipulation match. Next up, disrespectful WWE fans. Now you never know when you're going to run into the WWE superstar at the airport. Well, maybe these guys did. Twitter user Just Alex Central recently posted a video of Liv Morgan signing autographs at the airport. In response to the Rey Mysterio clip, fans have sent me this clip of Liv Morgan being hounded by people at the airport to sign their stuff, and surprisingly she did it anyways. She's a trooper for that. You can tell she's super tired too. Now, this follows last week's video of Rey Mysterio being asked to sign autographs by two fans, initially turning them down. Unlike this Liv Morgan video, the people asking Rey for autographs had a small stack of items to sign, which suggests they were looking for a quick merchandising payday courtesy of Papa Ray. In Liv's case, only one fan had multiple items and Morgan didn't seem to mind signing them, but it seems like the fans somehow knew Liv would be at the airport as they had Liv merchandise waiting to be signed. Maybe fans should know their boundaries. Maybe they should just wait for official autograph signing events. Isn't waiting for them at the airport just a little too much? Next up, another Hall of Famer heading to Raw. Now last week's Raw saw the return of WWE Hall of Famer Lita as she helped Becky Lynch offset the interference of Damage Control during the Becky Lynch vs Bayley Steel Cage match. But now there's a report that WWE Hall of Famers Trish Stratus will show up on tonight's Elimination Chamber Go Home edition of the Red Brand. Last week the Twitter account WRKD Wrestling posted, "Expect Lita tonight, Trish next week, Becky Trish Lita against Damage Control at Elimination Chamber." Now this rumored storyline isn't coming out of nowhere as fans will recall Trish Stratus has interacted with Bayley before. The WWE's role model had a run-in with Trish Stratus last August at a WWE live event in Canada when Stratus saved Bianca Belair from a run-in from Bayley and Damage Control. Trish appeared at the Raw in Toronto when Damage Control interrupted her, leading to speculation about a Trish vs Bayley bout. Next up, another dissatisfied AEW star. Is Lance Archer the latest AEW wrestler who is dissatisfied with their push? Let's hear from the Murderhawk Monster himself, who tweeted, "51 days since I laced up my boots last. Not by choice." Archer is a superb talent who seemed to be headed for big things when he reached the finals of the TNT Championship tournament. However, Archer lost to Cody in a match that crowned an inaugural champion and never seemed to do anything of note afterwards in AEW. As we've commented before, AEW seems incapable or unwilling to promote big men in the promotion, a failure which could cause the company to miss out on some big opportunities. For example, AEW has utterly failed in capitalizing on the popularity of Wardlow, one of AEW's biggest homegrown stars, but a wrestler who has languished in mediocrity since finishing his program with MJF. Next up, Irate with AEW Star. Konnan is definitely unhappy with the recent move by AEW star Takeshita. Takeshita wrestled MJF on the 8th February Dynamite and paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero during the bout. During the match, Takeshita gave an Eddie-like shimmy on the turnbuckle before attempting a frog splash. This apparently enraged Konnan as he went off on Takeshita during his Keeping It 100 podcast. Well, Takeshita, whatever, he's got heat with me and he's lucky I wasn't in El Paso, because when he went up and he did the Eddie Guerrero thing for the frog splash, you're not Mexican, dude, I don't care, stick to your nationality. Konnan's curious comments have baffled some fans and pundits. As Carlson noted in his report, Takeshita's tribute was a homage that several non-Mexican wrestlers have paid to the late Eddie Guerrero throughout the years. It sounds like Konnan believes that Takeshita's homage was more of a case of cultural appropriation. However, it's worth noting that Latino heat has inspired many wrestlers from many different backgrounds. And finally, Patrick Mahomes celebrates NFL Championship with WWE Championship. Last but not least, congrats to Kansas City Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl. As is tradition for any sports team that wins its major championship, the WWE presented a championship belt to the team, in this case Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes presented the belt to his teammates. There's no truth to the rumor though that Roman Reigns showed up and pinned Mahomes, taking his belt with him. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.